All right, we're back. This is Media and Society, 30th of November, 2020. Okay, so let's have a look. Let's see what we had to submit from last week. It's a midterm last week. Here is some of the grading. Let's have a look. As you can see, it's submitting your midterm front page newspaper. Okay, where we've got the headline story, smaller story, and then the advertising. Okay, so some of you, of course, are already submitted, already done, and some of you still have to do it. It's 30%, as you can see, for the final grade. So it's a good idea to do this as soon as possible. You still have time. I send you an email so you can check that out. Yeah, make sure you do this project. There will be another one at the end of the course as well, which will be 40%. So this is a big chance to get some points. If you're solo, okay, then you're working by yourself. If you're in a team of 2, maybe 3, then you're going to share the points. So there's good and bad to doing by yourself and doing in a team. There's good and bad, but see if you can do that. And you're going to submit that to the folder here. And there's some people already submitted, which is good. Quite a few of you have submitted, which we like to see. Let me show you an example of one of the teams who have submitted it. Let's have a look. This is a good one. This is Irene and Marina. So what have they got? They've got the big story. They've got the name of the paper. They've got the big story, all about BTS Army, and then they got the smaller story about I think that's an anime story there. And then they've got the commercials and the advertising all around. So this is probably as good an example. A prominent, they've chosen it as a prominent story. That means it's celebrity news, famous people news, and so on, as a front page newspaper article. So that's what we're looking for. So this team has got it right. Okay, there are other good ones. There are other good ones as well. But that's a good example. If you haven't finished yet, make sure you've got your newspaper title, the name of the paper, then the headline, then a big important photograph, then your text, not copy paste. You're going to type your own text. A smaller story with a smaller picture. And then some I've actually put a third little mini story here about its Wink Day. So they've put a little extra story. If there's some space, you can fill it up with a third story or some advertising. So that's what we're looking for. That's your submission for the midterm. Okay, so see if you can do that. All right. Obviously, change the name of the document. Make sure it's got your name, how many people in your team, if it's solo, or 2 or 3 members. All right. So make sure you submit that as soon as possible. And that was the midterm project. And there should be a link to the folder there. If you're not sure how to do it, there's videos. There's all the information on Moodle. All right. So everything is here. Don't forget also, I said it last week, I'll say it again. I can check if you've been logging in and looking at Media and Society too. Okay, so I can always find out who's been looking, who's been doing it. I'm not going to show the name of this student, but they are clicking a lot. There's a lot of clicks here. Okay, and obviously this student is doing well. I'm not sure who this is. I don't know the name, but if there's less clicks, it means that you're doing less work. All right. So at the end of the semester, there's 30 points available for general homework check. Okay, there's a midterm, final. Okay, midterm is 30, final is 40. And then there's another 30 points available for all the homework and all of your effort, how much work you put in. And a good way to check is how many times you've clicked links. So I'm definitely going to check the report, how many times you've logged in and clicked and checked. Okay, that's one thing. Obviously, submitting homework is more important, but clicking around, making sure you've accessed the Moodle website. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. On to today, 30 of November. Okay, so obviously this video is going to be at the top. When I'm finished, I'm going to put this video at the top. So I sent you an email as well today, so you should get an email how to make up everything. See if you can go back into the other lessons. If there's any work that you missed, maybe it's a good time for a makeup. Okay, look where there's submissions, work submissions. Okay, work submissions is much more important even than clicking the link, because when you submit, you must click the link anyway. So I will go back at the end of the course. I'm going to go back and check every link, okay, every homework and who's done it. All right, so now is maybe a time to go back and make sure you've got all the old homeworks done. All right. So on to today, and it's all about pollution in the media. So it's stories about pollution, stories about alternative energies. And there's 4 videos. I'll just click the first one. 4 videos here. And let me just make this one bigger. So there's a lot of videos to watch.
This is the Toyota Mirai. That means the future, and Toyota would like us to believe that this car is the future because it is the world's first mass-produced hydrogen fuel cell car. So, what is it like? So what's it like in here? Well, it's actually really nice. It's comfortable, it's quiet, it's incredibly smooth. But the real point about this car is the technology. It doesn't give you what's called range anxiety. I can drive 300 kilometers on one charge of hydrogen. In fact,
all right, so this is all about alternative energy cars in the media, and that one particularly is about Japanese hydrogen car running on hydrogen. There's also a video on Brazil, different types of fuels in Brazil to run your vehicles. News stories. That's video 2. Video 3 and 4 is basically to explain how a hydrogen car works. All right, you can watch video 3 and 4. They're less useful, but it will give you an idea how hydrogen works in a car, particularly Toyota, which is the same car in the first video, number 1. Okay, so how does it work? The Toyota Mirai, how does it work? Video 3 and 4. All right, so then once you've had a look at that, I want you to think about fuels, how vehicles are running, how vehicles use different types of fuel. All right, and here is the first game. So let me just download this. When you click on this, you should get a download of a PowerPoint, and it's called Running a Car. So let me just open it up. Let's have a look. What does that look like? You have to click where it says the yellow button there. Just click the yellow button, and then you have access. And what you have to do is have a look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And what you have to do is try and come up with these words, copy and paste these words into the right spaces. So some of the answers are the name of the fuel, the English name of the fuel. Some of them are the source material. Where does the material come from? And the other section is the vehicle. What type of vehicle uses that fuel? Okay, so there's a mixture. So here are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so it's a copy and paste into one of these spaces. And we'll get rid of that. Yeah, we'll get rid of that one. Okay, so see if you can copy and paste which one of these go into which space. All right, and I'm going to check that you've done that, because then what I want you to do is to copy it into this folder which says running a car folder. Running a car. Okay, and you should have access. So I'm just opening this up. It should give you access to copy it in, and there's the link. Okay. If you can't access this, just let me know. I might send. I'm sending it to you now. So that's going to go to you now. You might get an email right now. Okay, that's that first one. So once you've done that, can you send it in as the link? The next one is a discussion of pollution. Discussion of pollution. What you have to do on this one is have a look at the PowerPoint. So you've got to download another PowerPoint, and it looks like this. Can you come up with 3 problems of burning fossil fuels? That means gasoline, petrol, using old style fuels. Okay, and then 3 alternatives. What's a good alternative to using regular fuel for vehicles? So search all the words where it says keywords. See if you can search those words, see what they mean. We've got sulfur dioxide, carbon dioxide, monoxide, acid rain, global warming, children, asthma, pollution, pollutants, fine particles, combustion, inhale, renewables, and cleaner air. Okay, so you can use some of these keywords in your answers. All right, so have a look at those. Try and find out what fossil fuels are. So it's a lot of dictionary search. See if you can do that. Have a look. And then 3 sentences for the first part and 3 for the second. How do you submit that? Another folder. Here's another folder. And this folder says discussion of alternative fuels. So I'm going to also send you an email now, which should give you access to this folder. should have access to that as well. So when you read this, you'll be able to put it in. All right, now the last thing to do is another online textbook, Unit 13. Unit 13, yeah. So what I've done, this is a new thing which I've tried. Let's have a look at this. Now this is a PowerPoint, but can you download this one? Have a look at this. You see on this PowerPoint there's a place to type your name. All right, and the student number, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. All right, so if you download this, there is a place to submit your name and submit your answers. Here, again, spaces. So I've made this as a PDF, but you can type the answers in. Look at that, that one there. So this is a new concept. Ooh, yep, that works as well. Look at that, radio buttons and so on. So what I want you to do is to download this and then type your answers in and then submit it. So here there's another folder which I'm going to send to you again, and this says Ford Going Green PDF here. So it's a new concept of PDF submission. So I'll be able to check. So again, I'm going to send you another email with access to this. There's another one. Okay. So just make sure you rename this one. Let's go back to, so when you download this, I want you to do number 2, number 4, number 5. There's a link to a video. So you can watch the video when you do question 4. And question 4 is the one in the middle. Looks like this.
You may have heard about drivers converting cars and trucks to run on cooking oil instead of gasoline.
All right. There's also a audio version. This is exactly the same, but
4.
Easier to hear.
Watch the news.
You may have heard about drivers converting cars and trucks to run on cooking oil instead of gasoline.
Okay, so it's somebody else reading the information for question 4. Remember to rename your file. So when you copy it in, maybe to change the name, make sure you change the name. So this is a new way of entering your work. Okay, so you're going to enter it in, and I'll give you the answers next time. So there's quite a lot to do for this week, especially if you're not finished the newspaper yet. But you've got one more week to do it. Okay, so that is Speaking of Japan, 30 of November 2020.